Hello students, today we are going to study a new poem from your first flight textbook. The name of the poem is Fire and Ice. This poem is also written by Robert Frost. It is a symbolic poem about how the world will end. There are two different views about the end of the world. Some people argue that the world will end by fire, and some other people argue that the world will end by ice. Here, fire and ice are symbol of human emotions. Fire, it is the symbol of human desire or greed, and ice means hatred. Now, let us move to the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Now let us see the first stanza. Some say the world will end in fire. If we take the literal meaning of this line, because of excessive heat of the sun, one day the world will destroy. But if we take inner meaning, the world will destroy by desire or greed of human beings. We know fire is a good servant but a bad master. It means when the fire is out of our control, it becomes very destructive. It destroys everything. In the same way, when our desires are out of our control, they can destroy the whole world. Because of excessive desire, greed, or passion of man, the man is destroying the nature. He is exploiting the nature. He is digging the earth, he is cutting the mountains, and he is becoming cause of the deforestation, pollution. These things lead to what? Imbalance of the nature. Then nature has its own way to pay back for all these things. It paybacks in the form of natural calamities like earthquake, tsunami, global warming, etc. Because of these things, this world may, because of these things, this world may end one day. Some say in ice. Some people argue that the world will end by ice. If we take the literal meaning of this, if temperature goes down, the world grows extreme cold and freezes, and the world will end by the excessive cold. If we take the inner meaning here, ice is symbol of hatred. Man has the tendency to hate other human beings in the name of caste, religion, gender, countries. In all these names, he hates other human beings. This hatredness creates a barrier between person to person, village to village, nation to nation. In future, this hatredness cause for the fightings and wars between person to person, village to village, or nation to nation. Because of these wars and fightings, one day this world may destroy. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Here, based on his personal experience or knowledge about desire, poet stands with the people who argue that world will end by fire. It means, in his opinion, world will end by fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. But if it had to perish twice, here perish means die or end. Suppose if the world is not completely destroyed by the fire, once again it has to destroy. Then ice or hatredness can give its contribution to the destruction. It has ability to destroy the world. Here, poet knows hatredness or ice is as sufficient as fire to destroy the world. So, in the opinion of the poet, two opposite things like fire and ice both have equal ability to destroy the world. So, in the poem, poet is indirectly suggesting us to have control over our desire and hatred in order to save this earth. If we don't have control over them, definitely one day we are going to destroy this earth because of our desire and hatredness. Now let us look at the literary devices used in the poem. First thing, rhyme scheme of the poem. Here we can see the rhyme scheme ABA, ABC, BCB rhyme scheme. Here fire, it is rhyming with desire and again with fire. Ice, it is rhyming with twice and again with ice. And hate, it is rhyming with great. This is rhyme scheme of this poem. Now let us see the figures of speech used in the poem. First thing, personification. Personification means it is a figures of speech in which human qualities are given to inanimate objects or lifeless things are treated as if they have life. Here for fire and ice, human qualities are attributed, just like they are going to destroy this world. It shows the personification, they are personified here. Second thing, anaphora. Anaphora means the repetition of a word or expression at the start of two or more consecutive lines. Here we can see some say. In the first line began with some say, and second line also began with some say. In the two lines also the beginning phrase, that is some say. This is called anaphora. Third thing, we can see assonance. Assonance, yesterday I have told you, the repetition of the vowel sound. For example, in this line you can see here O sound, it is repeating again and again. Hold, in that O, those, O, who, O we can see, favor, we can see, like this it is O sound is repeating again and again. Again we can see alliteration. Here two words began with the same letter, that is F. See that, favor, fire. And again we can see enjambment. The sentence is divided in different line to say that for destruction ice, it also great and would suffice. Actually these are all belong to one sentence, but they are divided in different lines. With this we have completed this poem. let us go for the next topic in our next session.